We're back today with another race in FXR and what would have been the final round of the season, but of course we've got the Monza race to rerun. So this is the penultimate round then, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Here's Q1 then. Had quite a full grid once again then, 17 slowest kingers there, Dub J and Kev dropped out in the first session. I believe there's actually a crash there for slowest kingers there, which is why he didn't get through, because there's only 14 in Q2 and well, his time should have got him through there. But nonetheless then we're on the medium tyres then once again going through, and so is most of the top 10 actually, only Dylan there on the soft tyres going through on the softs there. So most people then going for mediums then, it looks like, for race strategy here. It's looking like it's going to be quite competitive at the top then. It's looking like maybe 5 or 6 in contention then, just based off of, you know, like how things looked in Brazil as well as like the rest of the season with who's been at the front. Here is our best lap then in Q3 right at the end of the session then, and God, it feels like such a long time since I've actually driven around this track, or you know, just done any kind of league race around here. I think the last one I actually did was possibly AOR season 16 back on F1 2018, so it's been a good 2 years I think since I last actually did a league race around this track. I think it's just one of those ones that like when you have maybe like shortened calendars, this one is often one that gets dropped, because you know, not a lot of people like this one and people tend to prefer Brazil as the season finale, so this track often gets cut off of a lot of league racing calendars, and that's certainly happened I think a few times recently, obviously in leagues I've participated in. So it's been a while since I've actually driven around here. Although having said that, I mean, I was saying about like leagues often cut this one out, but I mean it does tend to give better racing in the game than it does in real life. I mean obviously we hardly ever get a good race round here in real life, but in the game there is potential for a lot of good racing with the 2 long DRS straights, so should hopefully have a good race here today then as well. As for our lap here, it was okay. We had a purple sector 1, but I think the rest of the lap was a bit scruffy here, and we probably didn't do as well as we maybe could have done. But still, 4th on the grid then, it's not too bad. Pyro then is on pole, Psycho Space then in 2nd, Crowden in 3rd. We're 4th, Jono 5th, Netflix Joe is 6th, and then John, Hydrat, Dylan, and Leon there didn't set a time in 10th. Round out the top 10. So should be an interesting race, although we are going to be 1 short from the start, because crucially the pole sitter Pyro disconnected here, so he won't be on pole, and this lobby actually already started, so everyone is actually on fresh tyres now then. Top 10 still have to start on the compound that they qualified in Q2 on, but everyone will have fresh tyres then, and everyone will be up a grid slot as well then, with the absence of Pyro there, so that's unlucky for him there. He won't get a chance then to see what he could have done there from pole position, but obviously it gives a bit more chance to the rest of us then see what we can do. Psycho Switch then moved up to pole position, and Crowdin then joins him on the front row. We'll see what we can do then from 3rd on the grid. My pace didn't seem that great then based off of qualifying, but hopefully we can do a bit better then in the race as we line up now on the grid, and we're just waiting now for lights to come on, and lights come on now. And away we go, and I think our initial launch is pretty good compared to the front 2, but then I think in sort of the second phase there, Crowdin managed to pull away again a bit. It's as you were then for the top 4 going through the first corner. Jono having a little bit of a look at us through turn 1. We managed to hold on there, but Crowdin a little bit out of shape there through turn 2, and that allowed us to get alongside in turn 3, but then that actually compromised our line, and now Jono is attacking us into the chicane then, and it looks like he has got the move done then up into 3rd position there. And yeah, that's not ideally the start that we wanted then. It looked like we could have potentially gained a position there, but instead we came out of it losing 1. But we're going to overtake now then, as I imagine most people will be, and we'll see if we can gain a place back then. We're certainly gaining on Jono here, down in towards this heavy braking zone, but he was very late on the brakes there then. I thought I could possibly outbrake him, but he was just so late there, and he still managed to get a stop for the corner as well, so he managed to maintain the place there. Netflix there was having a look at us as well, but we managed to just about hold them off there then, and we stay in 4th place for the time being. Got quite close again then at the end of that 2nd DRS straight, but we weren't close enough there to make any kind of move, as the top two then still lead away then as they did off the line. You see then the replay, and yeah, it did seem that my initial start was just better, but then they pulled away from me again sort of in the second phase, so not quite sure what happened there, but yeah, that's what happened, I guess. And yeah, not a lot happened then for the first few laps for me. I don't think I really had the pace here, but I was still benefiting from the fact that Jono and Crowdin got into a bit of a battle here, and they were slowing themselves down a bit, and that was obviously also helping Psycho Switch out front as well, because he was able to just build up that gap at the front end while they had a bit of a scrap behind. And as I say, that was also keeping me in the fight then from behind as well. So working out not too bad then. We've just got a good front row seat for this then. Interestingly though, at the end of that lap, Swish actually pits though, and that was because he actually had a brush with the barrier there and damaged his front wings. So that'll be interesting to see then if he can recover from that now. Then he's on the soft tyres, so it's a big strategy change now, but we'll see if he can work his way back into it then, because his pace was looking good. Foreman's now at the race then, and out of the session as well, as we are still on the back then of this battle between Crowdin and Jono. Crowdin now back ahead then and in the lead of the race, and we're closing in quite a lot towards Jono here and really getting ourselves on the back of this. Well, now it's I guess the train, but just not quite close enough to make a move. And as I say, I think it's really just the fact that they're battling at the moment that is really keeping us on their tails. But we do have a good gap to Netflix, so we've managed to build out 11 seconds to him so far, and we're the only one of the current top 5 then to not have any penalties yet, so that's working out okay for us then. On to lap 10 now then. Crucially, Crowdin has built up a second lead then over Jono, so he's not got DRS, but we certainly do, and it's a very straightforward one then, as long as we don't outbrake ourselves into the chicane. And we were certainly a bit deep there, but we managed to get a slow down and yeah, move ourselves up then into second place. And then at the end of that lap we pitted then. I wasn't really sure what the strategy was here, so I just went with what the game was telling me there, and we pit then. We go on to another set then of medium tyres. They seem to be working quite nicely here, and then I guess we'll be doing a soft stint at the end, so we'll see then how that plays out. Switch obviously now on the softs at the moment, and he's going to come past us now, so be interesting to see exactly what he does later on then. Out of the pits we can then, we're going to be in about 5th place then. Netflix pit on the same lap as us there. We're about 6 seconds then behind Swish, so he's certainly made that undercut work then. Even though he had that front wing change, he's managed to build a gap back up then, but we'll see then if he can challenge the front two as well. Unfortunately, we now add ourselves that list of people with a penalty, and it looks like Psycho Switch might actually be the only person who hasn't got one at this stage then, because it does look like most other people have then. Certainly up at the front. I think there Ollie actually missed the pit lane maybe as he was coming in, but I guess we would have passed him there either way, so that puts us up to 4th. And then crucially Dub J retires from the session, and that brings out a safety car. Now I believe Crowdin may have just missed the pit entry there, but Jono didn't, and he is going to be pitting now then, so that'll be interesting. Now what I was thinking was that obviously in a normal circumstances we would have had one more stop for soft tyres here, so I was thinking just pit now, go on to soft tyres, just push for what would have been the rest of this stint, and then have the pit stop that I would have had anyway for soft tyres, and I wouldn't really have lost anything. That was my thinking here. Now Johnny's pitted for soft tyres as well. Psycho Special has gone back on to mediums, so yeah, there's been some split strategies here then. Doesn't look like we're actually going to lose any place then, because everyone else is coming in behind us. Looks like Ollie then is also gone over to soft tyres then. Gets good on hards, so there's a real mix of strategies going on here then. We rejoin then, still in 4th position at this stage. But yeah, as I was saying, that was my thinking behind this strategy anyway. But then I see that Johnny's actually come in again here then, and he's put mediums back on. So he obviously didn't have any faith in the soft tyres here, and he just wanted to be on the mediums. And you can see here I was actually using overtake here just to jump him here, because there's no delta, and I realised how close it was, and I just realised I had to push at that very moment there. Crowdin pitted for softs, and now he's also coming back in to put mediums on. So have we missed something here? Because we certainly seem to be in the minority here then on the soft tyres still, and well, it does seem that that may well have been the best decision then to go with mediums. I mean, if Crowden was willing to sacrifice that then to drop all the way to the back of the pack there, then it may well be the case that the mediums were the better tyre here. I don't know. I didn't really practice beforehand, like in terms of strategies or anything, so I wasn't really sure how the tyres worked. But we're just going to have to push now then on the soft tyres. That is exactly what we do then. We're just going to have to just go for it straight away, then take the lead off Psycho Swish and see if we can just build up a gap now then and do what I was always planning to do, which was, as I say, finish out this stint and then go to another set of softs at the end. But it looks like everyone else is quite confident that they can go to the end then on mediums. To be fair, I could have gone longer on my initial set of mediums, and I probably maybe should have paid more attention to that, because I would have maybe considered more the possibility that I could have actually gone to the end from when the safety car came out. But you can see then a couple laps in, and we're just not building up a gap. Just the soft tyres just do not work around here in the race. It's just we're just driving on bubblegum, it feels like. Obviously a good tyres in qualifying, but just in the race they're just not giving me what I need. And I don't know what it is, because the hard tyres here are just really slow as well, so it just seems that on this track in particular, it's just the medium tyres are the only ones that really work here in the race, and we have to accept defeat really, and we're going to go over to mediums then. Obviously we've lost the whole pit stop there, so we really we took a gamble there and it didn't pay off. Obviously, as I said, the championship's wrapped up, so I've sort of been just more open to taking a bit more risk with strategy sort of later on in the season, because at the end of the day I'm just trying to enjoy these races. I'm not sort of trying to take it super seriously and like work out exactly what strategy is going to be best in every single scenario and all that. So I'm just trying to enjoy these races, and we can still enjoy this race now then and see how many places we can recover here. We're down in 12th place, but we're on fresh mediums, so we should be able to pick off hopefully quite a lot of cars in front of us now then, and still get ourselves up into a decent position here. First up then is Kev then in the racing point, so we'll see if we can get him here then. We may well get him down this first straight then. It may well have been better to actually just set up down the first straight and then get it done on the second one, but we just had a good run there, so we'll just go for it straight away then and see if we can get the move done and try and pull away then down the second straight, which obviously is going to be quite difficult now. But it does look like we do have a good gap here, so we may just be able to hold on then, despite him having DRS there then. Into the chicane, I did actually brake a little bit early there, and then in fact he actually hits us. We go over the chicane, and well, that's another penalty for us then, because that's now 6 warnings that we've had. I guess I could have probably slowed down a bit more there, to be honest, for that, once I knew I was going over the corner there. I think I was just a little bit early on the brakes, and he was also a bit late on the brakes, and we sort of just met there, and that happened then. But we are up then into 11th place, and to be fair, most people have got around about 6 seconds of penalty, so I don't think we're going to be losing out too much, to be honest. As we've got then Dylan and Hudrak quite close to each other then, so hopefully it's in a couple of places we can take. Hudrak then a bit out of shape then, and you don't often see overtakes here, but we're going to go for one there then, and we're up into the top 10 now, with Dylan then just a second up the road, or less than that then, and hopefully we can get him quite soon then. So 8 laps to go then. We've got Netflix in the pits then, and I think King has also did as well there, so that puts us up another couple of places then. So still, possibly 6th place here, that's looking possible, and obviously we still have to wait and see then what goes on then with the tyres for those up in front as well. We go for a move there on Dylan into the chicane. We're just going for all the unconventional overtaking spots here, but we were side by side and then into the hairpin. It looks like we've got the move done now then, and we're pulling out a gap then to stop him clawing us back then with the DRS there then. Here's a replay of it then. We just had a great run through turn 3 there, and that really allowed us to set up the move then into the chicane. We were side by side, and then just got country ahead there into the hairpin, and that moved us up. and then we were just gaining time hand over fist on get-go. As I said, hard tyres it turned out were just so slow around here, like so slow that the one stop was just out of the question. Basically there was just no chance that was ever going to work, and well, we thought about having a look around the outside there, but quickly realised that certainly wasn't going to happen there. So we'll just have to do this one then down the DRS straight then, which is where you would expect the move to be done, to be fair. And yeah, we'll just see if we can get it done now then, or you know, just set it up down this first straight. It actually looks there then that his ERS light is flashing, so I guess he ran out there or was quite low. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but well, he did seem to be quite slow then at the end of the straight, and that allowed us to get the move done now then, and hopefully he won't have much then to actually attack us with then down this second straight. And it looks like we are doing just about enough then to hang on. It's going to be quite closer into the chicane. He does brake then quite late and trying to look around the outside, but we had that one then covered, and we're up then into 6th place. So we'll see then, well actually first we'll see a replay then of this move, but yeah, we'll see then if we can get any further in this race. We were about 8 seconds there behind John in the Ferrari there, so we'll see if we can catch him. We were certainly catching quite quickly then as we skipped to lap 26. The gap is now down to 3.5 seconds. So it is looking like we could just get him before the end of this race then. But there is a VACT yellow flag, and well, we're going to get him now then because he spun off there then in turn 3. And that moves us up then into the top 5. We'll see if we can gain any more places then. We're about 8 seconds behind Crowdin and Ollie. And it would have been quite nice to have not had any penalty at this stage then, because obviously we may well have been in with a chance of, well, not quite a podium there, judging by that, but certainly getting one more place then. Ollie then took those soft tyres all the way then. He pitted at the same time as us, and well, maybe we made another mistake then by not just riding him out then, because he stayed on him then and finished in 4th. We're going to cross the line for 5th. So yeah, I think maybe just a few quite bad strategy calls for us there then. Certainly one very bad one, and yeah, maybe a mistake to not actually just try and ride him out then, apparently, because Ollie managed to take them all the way to the end then in 4th. So yeah, it certainly did not seem possible. It just felt like almost instantly they lost grip, and yeah, I just had absolutely no answer to switch on the mediums. So for me, I just had to get off him, but I guess he managed to make them work then quite well, to be fair. But yeah, Swish then took the win then for what I think is either the 5th or 6th time in the season then. He's certainly had quite a few this season now. Jono was 2nd there, and Crowdin rounded out the podium. And that is it then. I'm pretty sure that we are Constructors Champions now as well. I haven't seen the standings for a while, but I'll obviously put them on the screen if they are here for when I upload it. But yeah, we're nearly then at the end of the season. We've just got the rerun then of Monza to come. Hopefully there won't be any issues this time, like there were obviously the first time we tried to do that race, and hopefully we get a good end to the season. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this one, I'd really appreciate a like on the video, and I hope to see you next time.